Will I have to go to jail immediately if I am found guilty of DUI? And I think this question actually has two different parts to it. You will be arrested for DUI if they believe there's probable cause you've committed that offense right away. That's generally for an 8-hour period until you can see an advisory judge or you bond out. But again, the process is generally at least 8 hours from the time you're arrested when you are stopped driving and there's a suspicion of DUI. Till you can bond out or be released from county jail. That being said, depending on the severity of the allegation or the number of DUI that it is, there can potentially be jail time. The amount of jail time is obviously going to vary and depend on the circumstance. If it's a first-time DUI, there is no mandatory jail associated with that. If it is second-time DUI within 5 years of your last DUI, there's 10 days mandatory minimum that must be imposed. If it's a third-time DUI within 10 years of your last DUI, then there's a 30-day window where jail must be imposed. Now, there's the potential to do residential drug or alcohol treatment in lieu of that, but the bottom line is there is a 30-day, 10-day period that must be imposed by law, depending on the number of DUI. And again, if it's the first time and there's enhancements, such as there's a bad accident, children in the car, an excessively high breath test, things of that nature, the state can absolutely ask for jail time. There's no bar for a jail sentence on a first-time DUI. And how much jail they can ask for is generally capped depending on what enhancements come into play. But long story short, at the time of arrest, you will go to jail. They must arrest you. At the time of plea for DUI, if you have to plead to a DUI charge, it very much depends. Again, no mandatory jail time on a first time, and then on a second or subsequent DUI, there is generally mandatory jail, depending on the time periods that come into play with it. So those do need to be imposed, and they must be imposed at the time of sentencing. DUIs are unique from other charges. You can't enter a plea and then set the sentencing date off generally. There's ways to negotiate or finagle how the sentence is imposed, but generally on plea to DUI, so on conviction of DUI, there is jail that must be imposed if it is required in your case, and it must take place